Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing good. We've got loads to get stuck into today here in this video, including obviously loads around Manchester United transfer ins and outs. And of course, we'll be talking about the World Cup 2 as Messi arrived in the USA. But I'll also, and most importantly, be giving you the one thing that the new AC Milan boss Ruben Amorim could do to make me forgive him. Yes, after the awful football, the awful results, the boring times at Old Trafford, the treatment of Kobbie Mainoo, I thought I'd never be able to forgive this guy. But there is one thing he could do to make me forgive him. We'll get stuck into that, as well as talk around plenty of different players joining Manchester United. And there's a theme here because a lot of them are from the Premier League. And another update on Marcus Rashford's future as well. Yes, we're having loads of those at this moment in time, as the deadline for Barcelona to take him at that £26 million fee has now passed. And we remain to know what's going to go on with Marcus Rashford's future. So we'll get stuck into everything. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing, etc. But wow, the World Cup has well and truly kicked off, hasn't it? Mbappe with a brace against Senegal as well. Messi with a hat-trick. A hat-trick against Algeria. An unbelievable hat-trick as well, as Lionel Messi took the mantelpiece and went ahead of Mbappe, who had gone ahead of him in terms of World Cup goals, and they're chasing down Miroslav Klose's record, and I'm sure that's going to be broken in this World Cup. But yeah, enjoying the World Cup at this moment in time, despite some of the crazy kickoff times which are keeping me awake into the early hours of the morning. It has been an absolutely fantastic tournament so far, and I'll be live for the England game on the club, so you can join us over there if you want later on today. But as I said, loads to talk about regarding Manchester United, so let's start doing that right now, and I'll give you my opinion on all the latest news. One of them stories is that Man United are paying serious attention to Crescencio Summerville, who had a good performance for the Dutch. According to David Ornstein, the tricky Dutch winger ranks highly among several options being assessed should United decide to strengthen that position. United have inquired about his situation, with West Ham's asking price expected to be £50 million. Much will depend on the future of Marcus Rashford after Barcelona did not activate that €30 million buy option included in his loan deal, and that expired on Monday. Now, I've seen a lot of people losing their minds over this link, and it does say, and David Ornstein's obviously massively reliable, you can take his word as truth pretty much on everything regarding football, but it does say it's an inquiry, that Manchester United have inquired about it. There's been a lot of rumours about where we're going to strengthen on that left-hand side. Will it be left back? Will it be left wing? What do we see Patrick Dorgu as? Is he a left winger? Is he a left back? If we sign a left back, we can push him forward. If we sign a left winger, we can push him back, etc., etc. There's been talk linking us with a move for Lewis Hall as well. So I just think this is Manchester United keeping their options open and finding out about various different players and whether they think they can make a deal done for him. Plus, with West Ham getting relegated, United being in negotiations for Matheus Fernandes, you know, you probably want to ask the question on how much is available for, especially if, you know, the stats team and the scouting team have recommended him to you or put him on a list of their own. You might just want to find out what's going on with his future and how much is available for. That doesn't mean we're going to sign him. David Ornstein also reported this transfer window that United are going to be one of the busiest teams. So that means making inquiries, not always making a bid, finding out what's going on with certain players, and then weighing up your targets and weighing up what you can do and the budgets that you've got, and if players leave, then how much money, extra money have you got to spend, etc., etc. So I just think this is United getting all their eggs in a row, finding out which ones they're going to have a pop at, and then we'll take it from there. But the report is we have inquired about him and we're paying attention, or serious attention, to his situation. Obviously, that could be linked into the future of Matheus Fernandes. United believed to be the front runners for Matheus Fernandes. Matheus Fernandes wants Manchester United. We've heard reports of Real Madrid backing off because they're aware United want him. And Simon Jones has reported United are discussing a double deal for Matheus Fernandes and Summerville. Now, he may just be putting two and two together and coming up with a Christmas tape because of the reports surrounding Matheus Fernandes and the reports from Ornstein regarding Summerville. But he does go on to say Fernandes remains the priority, while Summerville is also firmly on United's radar. West Ham value the pair at around £140 million, but United are aiming to pay considerably less. United also want another midfielder once Manuel Ugarte leaves. as well as reinforcements in defence and in goal. So that's another story regarding Summerville. But I think he's just one of the options that we've got there. And another one of the options that we've possibly got there, according to Laurie Whitwell and Mark Critchley, is Fulham midfielder Sander Berg. Now, when we signed Ugarte, we were linked with Sander Berg, and we probably would have been better placed to go and get Sander Berg. But because of the relationships, and you feel like that were at play there, and then Amorim and his Ugarte relationship and all those different things, felt like we went for Manuel Ugarte. But the Fulham midfielder Sander Berg is another option that Manchester United are now running the rule over. Fulham would want to make a profit on the 25 million they paid 2 years ago. Now, obviously, in terms of, we signed Ugarte for 10 Hag in it, so I don't know why I'm bringing Amorim into that one. But in regards to Sander Berg, would be a decent signing, I think. But I imagine, again, he's one of those that's on a list as a backup if we don't get some of our preferred options. I wouldn't have minded us signing Sander Berg 2 years ago. It does feel like that ship has probably sailed a little bit now, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him there as an option if, let's say, we can't get a Matheus Fernandes, a Alex Scott, Baleba, then you probably go knocking on Fulham's door. With Marco Silva leaving there as well, you feel like maybe a few players will be looking to that exit and trying to get out of there. But yeah, interesting one. And we mentioned Manuel Ugarte, and I mentioned at the beginning of this show Ruben Amorim, and how I could never really forgive him for what we saw at Old Trafford in his tenure. It was abysmal. We'll never forget Grimsby. We'll never forget Kobbie Mainoo. We'll never forget Wolves, West Ham, Everton, Bournemouth, at home. We'll never forget those things. But all will be forgiven if you can do us this one favour. According to a number of reports, AC Milan are considering a move for Manuel Ugarte, with Ruben Amorim keen on a reunion. Man United are open to selling the midfielder to the highest bidder this summer, with an asking price of around £30 million. Now, if we could get £30 million for Manuel Ugarte, we should snap off whoever's hand is offering us that. But Ruben Amorim, you played with him with Sporting, you played with him at Man United. Why don't you get the hat-trick and play with him at AC Milan? Take him off our hands, give us some money. We'll say goodbye to Manuel Ugarte. Thank you for your service. Good luck. See you later. And you, Ruben Amorim, get a little bit of forgiveness from us for doing us a favour and spending some of your transfer budget at Old Trafford after that mess that we saw at Old Trafford. How about that? I don't know if you can hear those sirens, but they're for you, Ruben Amorim. If you don't sort yourself out and you don't do us this favour. I mean, he hasn't even... You know what's crazy about Ruben Amorim, yeah? He left Old Trafford. He got sacked, left in disgrace. And he never once sent a message to Man United fans, thank you for the support. We sang your name when shit was crap. We sang your name in Bilbao when you let Spurs beat us in a European final. And Kobbie Mainoo played 5 minutes. And you never ever said sorry. One of the things about his move to AC Milan is we stopped paying the compensation. So United will save around £6 to £9 million on his and his staff's compensation. But go on, Ruben Amorim. Do us a solid and take Manuel Ugarte off our hands, please. And then maybe I'll forgive you. David Ornstein also reported Barcelona's €30 million option to buy Rashford has expired, but there's a £40 million clause available to all admirers besides Liverpool and Man City. He adds that while a number of Premier League teams have expressed an interest, it's believed Rashford would rather honour the remaining 2 years left on his deal at Man United rather than join another English team. If the board are dead set, like if Carrick says he doesn't want to bring him back into the fold, if the board say they don't want to bring him back into the fold, or they want to get rid of his wages or him or whatever, him saying I'm going to stay, whilst it may be true because Rashford's a Manchester United fan, he probably doesn't see himself playing for another English team. That also benefits him, maybe helping him get the move to Barcelona, because if he stays, I'll stick around, I'm not going to go to another English club and there's no one else interested in him abroad, or no bids that we deem fit come in. And then Barcelona are still sniffing around saying we'll take another loan, although Simon Stone has reported we won't do another loan deal with Barcelona. It's not something we'll consider. Or they come and they go, look, we'll give you 10, 15 million. Maybe because he's sitting there on those wages, the board go, you know what, let's just do it. But at the same time, Maybe it opens the door to a potential return. Could Carrick bring him back? I don't know. Michael Carrick has been talking with United We Stand, and he was asked if he's optimistic for the new season. He said yes, big time. He goes, when he outlined the kind of football he's going to play, he said winning, exciting football is what comes to mind. There are all sorts of different ways to get there, but a version of winning and exciting football, there is a responsibility to try and produce both. It's essential to have a strong midfield, he also added, and a strong spine on top of that. We're certainly conscious of that, and that looks like a position where we're going to be strengthening massively in this summer. Jose Mourinho apparently as well, according to some reports in Spain, doesn't see Tchouameni as an untouchable in his squad, so maybe the door's still open there for us to bring in Tchouameni, but I imagine again that one will drag on to the end of the window. So where are we? Let's just round things up. Zane's done a good roundup of everything at the moment, per the Atletico, are one of the most reliable sources when you consider David Ornstein, Laurie Whitwell, etc. Summerville, we've inquired about his situation and we know he cost 50 million. That's where it's got to. Rashford has a £40 million clause. Some Premier League clubs are interested, but they couldn't be City or Liverpool. Matheus Fernandes, advanced talks with his agent. Personal terms aren't a problem. Alex Scott would cost £60 million. Bournemouth want to give him a new deal with a £75 million release clause. Sander Berg, another player of interest. Hall, United interested, but Newcastle not looking to sell. And United may seek to strengthen the left-hand side of their attack rather than at left-back, or it could be left-back rather than attack. And another striker is being sought. So there you have it, guys. That's your latest news here regarding Manchester United, and of course Ruben Amorim back in action. And interestingly enough, before the new season kicks off, it'll be Carrick against Amorim, Man United versus AC Milan in Poland. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, make sure you keep it like, comment, share, subscribe. Will you ever forgive Ruben Amorim? Get your thoughts in the comments below. I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.